5 of the most gentlemanly smelling perfumes in my collection, or fragrances. I know some people find these terms to be gendered, right? Perfume, cologne, fragrance. So fragrance is a bit more androgynous, I suppose. But if you want to smell like a true gentleman, and by the way, all of these convey an old money aesthetic, right? So all of these are about inherited wealth and ingrained knowledge of wealth management, proper etiquette, just being an absolute gentleman, sailing on a yacht, you know how to do things. Maybe you have a trust fund, I don't know. But all of these are old money fragrances that I'm so excited to share with you. And they all are 100% appropriate for the person who wants to convey that he is a true gentleman, right? He knows how to hold the door open for a lady or another person, whatever. But somebody who is just confident in their own skin, somebody who's very polished, somebody who knows how to conduct themselves with a certain sense of professionalism. And by the way, I do want to mention before I begin the video that if you're interested in picking up any of these fragrances, you can sample them at scentsplit.com. God, I hope that they do have all of these fragrances. You can sample them there. You can get a small 5 ml decant, 10 ml decant, whatever your preference is. Try them on your own skin. See how they cater to your skin chemistry, your pH levels, how they last on you, and also more importantly, what you feel about the smell. Smell is very subjective, so I always recommend getting a small sample first. So I'm going to drop the links down below for your convenience. They are affiliate links, so if you don't mind supporting the channel, it would mean a lot to me. It goes a very long way, and I make negligible commission. Just wanted to throw that out there. But these are 5 of the most gentlemanly fragrances in my collection. And of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. So the first one that I want to talk about, and I picked this one up at HDYS Perfumery in Miami, Florida. I had actually tried it many, many years ago at Oswald in New York City. And I said, this is great. At one point, I'm going to buy this. And I kept telling myself that. And now I have 4 perfumes from this brand. I love this brand. I love what they do. They're phenomenal. The brand, by the way, is Profumum Roma. And they're based out of Rome, as the name entails. This one is called Antico Caruso. So this is a very aromatic orange blossom scent. If you go online, you'll see that people are actually comparing this one to Le Mans by Jean-Paul Gaultier. I don't get that. I think this one is so nice, so natural smelling, so polished. That orange blossom is so fulfilling. And if you're a fan of that note, there's another perfume also within the same line called Batito Dali, which translates to the beating of wings or the flutter of wings. And that one has this African orange flower ingredient. It is so photorealistic. It is so organic smelling. And it's actually quite provocative. This one is just very polished, very well put together. It smells like a gentleman sailing on a yacht. Like he knows how to conduct business. He's very friendly, very genial, very amicable, very professional. Has his head screwed on right. This is a beautiful fragrance, Antico Caruso by Profumum Roma. Beautiful, chef's kiss. The next fragrance, we're gonna bump up the price a little bit. So for this one, please, especially, sample it at ScentSplit. I'm telling you, this one is phenomenal. 1872 by Clive Christian. So with this one especially, you have to be a fan of green. I'm talking about oak moss. I'm talking about a lot of those characteristically masculine ingredients. 1872, it is phenomenal. I have a lot of Clive Christians behind me. I've been acquiring Clive Christian fragrances for many, many years now, and I love so many from the brand, but this one especially is exquisite. But I think it's going to entail a certain personality to be able to pull this one off because it is unapologetically masculine. So if you're a fan of a lot of those modern pseudo-masculine DNAs with vanilla and praline and tonka bean and cotton candy and sugar, you're not going to get that with this. I'm sorry. This is like true masculine. This is oak moss, it's spices, it's aromatic ingredients. It is beautiful. And wear this when you want to convey authority. The next fragrance that I want to talk about, So this one also unapologetically masculine. Word has it that George Clooney actually wears this fragrance. I was speaking to a gentleman within this company, and he says, yeah, every time George Clooney comes to Capri in Italy, he always stocks up and he purchases multiple bottles at a time. And I actually spoke with somebody at an event and recently, and she said, yeah, I was actually at an event with both Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and one of them smelled really, really good, but I don't know which one it was. And I said, well, coincidentally, I have here the perfume that George Clooney is alleged to wear. And I sprayed it for her and she goes, it's this one. I said, okay, good. And she wanted to purchase it right there on the spot. So this one has a lot of geranium. There's some green notes. It's aromatic. It has that classic masculine floral personality, but with that base of oak moss. And this one by Carthusia is called Uomo. Beautiful perfume brand, came out back in 1380. And it was when the Carthusian monks of Capri put together this beautiful floral arrangement for Queen Giovanna, who was visiting Capri at the moment. And 3 days later, they went to dispose of the flowers and they found that the water that the flowers were kept in had this mysterious aroma. So they recorded what went into that floral arrangement, and many, many years later, the formulas were discovered, and with permission from the Pope, the brand Carthusia enlisted the assistance of a modern perfumer who ended up recreating a lot of these formulas, and Uomo is superb. Anyway, the brand started making fragrance, or the monks started creating fragrances in 1681. And by the way, Uomo is phenomenal. I wore this yesterday and I got one compliment on it. I might actually wear that again today. It's very good. So the next one, it's brand new. I don't know if it's going to be on ScentSplit. I hope it is. But this one, if you like Apex by Raja, if you like Sauvage Elixir by Christian Dior, if you like Latafa Assad, if you like Atralia Absolute Noir, if you're a fan of those classic, fresh, green, gentlemanly fragrances, you have to try Vetiveria by Ormaie Vetiveria. Amazing. So again, it takes that peppery, classic, masculine, lavender, green DNA, but it amplifies the vetiver. What a phenomenal fragrance. Truly is exceptional. And again, for the modern gentleman, chef's kiss. So the fragrance in the number one spot, I purchased this one at Saks. And I was there to check out a different brand. And I ended up stopping by this, not boutique, but the stand or the counter of this brand. And I tried this one again. I hadn't tried it for a long time because the original batch had like purple liquid in the bottle. And I said, okay, let me try this one. And I said, well, it smells about the same. Since then, I've spoken to a few people and they're like, yeah, the original lasted longer and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, yeah, probably because you've had it longer. So it's matured, but I wasn't going to get into that debate. It smells amazing. I get really good longevity on my skin. It is a gentlemanly, slightly spicy, aromatic, musky lavender fragrance. If you're looking for class, you're looking for distinction, you're looking for sophistication, old money, but also CEO vibes, this one is to die for. I love it. This one by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Masculine Pluriel. I wore more than half of it. Every time I wear it, I do like a dozen sprays. I am an oversprayer, but I also spray a lot on my clothing, especially with something like this, and I'm glad that it's not purple liquid. Why would I want to spray my shirt with purple liquid? So this one is phenomenal. Masculine Pluriel, beautiful fragrance. 5 of the most gentlemanly fragrances in my collection, and all of these give off old money vibes. Please try these. They're phenomenal. Sample them at ScentSplit. Thank you so much for watching. Have you tried any of these? If you have, could you let me know what you think? Drop a comment down below. I love reading your comments. I read every single one of them. And I love you so much for interacting with this channel. It really means a lot to me. And I just hope you're having a beautiful day today. Whenever I decide to publish this video, I don't know, today's a Wednesday, maybe I'll publish it on the same day. I'll do minimal edits and I'll just throw it up there. If you took anything of value from today's episode, I would appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean the world to me. So thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.